What is it gonna cost to take a family to Disney this summer? Pilot gets locked out of the flight deck? Is supersonic air travel coming back? All this next on Cabin Pressure with Shawn and G.
Prepare for takeoff.
Hey everyone, welcome. This is Cabin Pressure.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Cabin Pressure's in the house. Here we are, people. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That was kind of scary.
Yeah. You know what? My nieces love the whoop whoop. The whoop whoop.
So they can at least listen to the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Uncle Sean's whoop whoop.
They literally, anytime I can be, it's like that. When I was growing up, my dad had a whistle. We had
Get your ass in the house whistle?
Yeah, there was a get your ass in the house whistle.
I know that one.
Yeah, you know the whistle. So and that's kind of like disappeared, right? Like our generation,
Because their asses never leave the house. You don't have to whistle for them to get their ass in the house. They don't leave the house, Sean. They're still there at freaking 30.
Yeah, dude. You mean that whistle? You needed to call the police to get their ass out.
It's a police whistle. Get your ass out of my basement.
Right. Yeah. When the whistle, when we were like kids, we're like, you make that whistle. And my dad's rule was, and I'm sure like your dad too. It's like, if you get far enough from the house where you can't hear me, my whistle, and I whistle and you don't come.
Ass beating.
Oh, hell yeah.
Belt.
Hot wheel track.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember
Switch.
that? Yeah. All of it.
Slipper.
Yeah. You're getting covered. Whatever's available.
Something's going to get you.
Yep. That whistle. I got
but
it.
Yeah. So now the whoop whoop, man, I started that with my nieces and I'm like, I can go like whoop whoop and whoop whoop, and dude, I can say that anywhere. And they're like, where's Uncle Sean?
They
Where's
come
Uncle
running.
Sean? Yeah. It's like, where's Uncle Sean? Whoop whoop. They're like, the smiles coming and they come running like, Uncle Sean's here. It's awesome, man. But anyways, man, what's been going on?
All right, man. Well, as you know, Gemma's my girl. So I was messing around the other day and I had seen this recipe and Gemma's my little dog, as you guys know. And I was like, I want to try a different kind of a treat for her. So what I did was I'd seen this little easy family recipe and it was for a doggy ice cream.
Doggy ice cream.
Yeah, doggy ice cream.
Dude, man, animals like ice cream.
They love ice cream. And Gemma, man, I mean, she loves her treats, but the one thing about it is in this product, when you make it, because it's made with a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and we was on the plane and we have all these extra yogurts that we throw away from first class, and it was the vanilla yogurt.
So you made doggy ice cream treats for Gemma from the plain yogurt.
Yeah.
Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
All right. You thief.
It was in the trash, man.
Yeah, I hear you. They're thrown away anyways.
They're thrown away. Yeah, they're throwing that away. But anyway, what it was is that I took a couple of the vanilla yogurts that was going in the trash. Before you sit there and say anything else, they were in the trash. And
man, I'm glad it's going to good use. Period, instead of the garbage.
Yeah, but you take 2 ripe bananas. And then you take a cup of Greek yogurt and you take a half cup of peanut butter. And you definitely it has to be unsweetened because you don't want that, Xtol free? I mean, that one sugar, that sweetener that's really bad. It's XY.
Aspartame?
No.
I don't know.
No, it's X something. It's
Xylitol,
something like that. Yeah. But anyway, it's a sweetener you're not supposed to have for dogs. But then you add a cup of water. You put it in a blender, blend it, and it comes up like a really runny pancake mix. And what I realized is that if you take an ice cube tray and you pour it into an ice cube tray and put it in the freezer, freeze it, and then break it up into small pieces, put it into another container, leave it in the freezer. Oh my God. She absolutely freaking loves those damn things.
I was thinking like you were saying ice cube trays. I'm like, who has those?
Well, I'm gonna make some
who
for you.
has like, I haven't seen an ice cube tray in so many years. Like, every one of my refrigerators in my house, they make ice. But it's
so does mine. But
no, I understand. But like, ice cube tray, that's just an interesting thought. It just popped in my head. I'm like,
here's a funny thing, right? Yeah. Okay, I have the ice maker, but I actually make ice cubes in the freezer too.
Why?
Because I've always got. I mean, I'm going to the gym. I'm putting a bunch of ice in my bottle and everything, and I use a lot of ice. I mean,
yeah. I mean, here's my thing. Like. I remember as a kid filling those stupid things up. You're trying to balance the water.
Those were the metal ones back then. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, they had the metal ones where
you had to lift it up and break the shit out of those things.
You'd like shift the thing and it would break the ice. Yeah.
Those were big ass pieces of ice.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like, now they got the plastic ones and the like all these different types of.
You got the ones made for the big balls, like we put them in the drinks.
Oh
now.
Yeah, they have all kinds of crazy stuff. But I mean, I just haven't seen an ice cube tray in so long.
Well, if you look in my freezer, you'll see 3 of them, and one of them had Gemma's little treats in there. But you guys, I'm telling you, if you have pets, a little bit of Chobani Greek vanilla yogurt is really good, and like I said, a half cup of peanut butter and 2 ripe bananas. Blend it together. Add a little water. Pour it into your ice cube tray, and I'm telling you, your pets will love those freaking treats.
The crazy thing is that I think I'm going to see one day walking in. I'm going to go over your house and it's going to be G and Gemma licking on an ice cube.
I'm going to bring one for
because
you on a popsicle
he's a peanut butter, and you put peanut butter in anything, he wants some too.
I love peanut butter, but she don't have crunchy. She has to have creamy.
Creamy.
So, but anyway, yeah. So got that for Gemma. But real quick, had to tell you one thing I can't stand: freaking people that road rage. Why are these people nuts? I mean, they're absolutely crazy,
dude. You know what? It's like I was thinking about that the other day too, about all these freaking crazy road rage people, because we travel back and forth to Indiana, like twice a month, it seems like. So that's about 4.5 hour drive. And there are some crazy ass people on the road. I don't know why. Why are you going to get all worked up about this stuff?
The thing that was killing me, though, is that it wasn't even on the road. Oh, actually on the road. But when you pull up to a light and somebody's doing something and they're doing something on their phone, I'm like, whatever. I'm behind them. I'm waiting. The light it's turns. Been a green. I give them a reminder honk. You know what I get? The finger and start cursing at me.
Yeah, like you did something wrong.
I'm like, are you
I had
kidding
that
me?
just the other day.
I just gave you a little beep reminder.
I tried to tap the horn.
But it was just a tap.
Yeah.
And I was like, just to keep going, right? And then you get the finger and you pull up next to them and they're screaming something at you. I'm like, seriously, you're on your phone and you got a reminder tap and you get crazy about this.
Dude, I just can't stand the phone stuff. This is the whole distraction of the phone. You see a car swerving, a car coming at you, crossing the yellow line. They're on their phone. Like, you see it every day.
They're just nuts, though. I mean, they're crazy. I mean, just for a little beep, and then you want to flip somebody else off. And plus, here's the thing, too. Remember this, okay? Remember this when you're starting flipping everybody. You don't know how crazy ass that other person is sitting next to you that you start doing that. Now, that person might be on their last thought in their head, and you just took them over the edge.
Yeah, took them over the edge, and now they're ready to take you out.
Yeah, you think your road rage is bad, your ass whooping will be 10 times worse than that road rage.
Or that gun comes out, right?
Yeah, and get your ass shot.
Lots of concealed weapons here in this state.
It's just stupid. I mean, seriously, get off your phones then if you don't want to get beeped at. But I mean, to flip somebody off and do all that, it's just ridiculous.
It's funny because you take this whole conversation and put it in New York. It's like, so they beeped at you. Everybody's beeping.
Everybody's beeping. Yeah, it's just
we all beeping.
They actually just want to hear what kind of horn you got.
Yeah, like literally they beep even when you go.
I wonder what the General Lee's horn would sound like.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what's going on with you?
Dude, so we're gearing up right now. We're planning on a trip to Amelia Island with my nieces. We're going to go on a little summer vacation trip. And we've been trying to plan all the logistics for that trip. And Amelia, my little niece, she's like all pumped up because we've decided that we always take our nieces and nephews on vacations and stuff. And like normally, like when each one of them get of age, graduate, we take them on a trip. We let them like pick your destination. We'll take you wherever you want to go. You know, like, so it seems like all our nieces and nephews have always picked Hawaii and stuff, but this is long before, like, this niece is 6 years old and her name's Amelia and her sister's name's Reagan. So Reagan, of course, we got to give her a trip because we're taking Amelia to Amelia Island. So we're going to take Reagan to Reagan Library. And Reagan's a bookworm, so she was like, they even thought of it as like crazy. So she's all pumped up. But we're planning this trip right now. And dude, it's so expensive. It is so expensive to like do all this stuff. Like, I mean, when you start talking about like summer trips, and first of all, the last thing I want to do is do a summer trip into Florida in the summer. That is like the worst thought. Like, I don't want to go there. In wintertime, I'm all about it. But summer, no. And so Amelia Island is what we're planning right now. And yeah, it's just like, it's wild, but they are so pumped. It's so crazy. I mean, they're like,
I can understand her because Amelia, you get to go to Amelia Island, my islands. Because I mean, how cool is that? She'll get to stand there and take a picture.
Yeah, so I'm hoping there's going to be like somewhere where we can get to some like a poster, a bill, some sign, something that says Amelia Island. Or we'll take that picture. So that's going to happen, because we're going to do it with Reagan, with the Reagan Library and all that stuff. So. Yeah, and then the other thing, man, that's happened is, my health is still shitty and all this stuff, and I got all this freaking picked the wrong insurance this year. I don't know. Did I talk to you about that?
Yeah, we talked about it because you were talking to me about it before, and I looked into it and I was like, it didn't fit my bill, but then it didn't fit yours either.
Right. After fact, like I picked this insurance where the copay or the deductible that has to be met before they really start paying for anything is like $6,000. And so I'm like, damn. So I went and I like planned all this stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I got to get one of those HSA cards. And, and one of the things with this insurance I picked was the HSA card. The company is going to contribute $1,500. And so I said, well, I'll do $1,500 and all this stuff. And so I've already blown through all that stuff and, on my way to $6,000 for the year because of my heart and all this stuff.
Right.
And then my heart, they're talking about, I got to have another ablation. So I'm thinking, I'm going to definitely pay this year because if I have this surgery, that surgery is going to be, I don't know, 100,000 plus whatever. And so I'm sitting here struggling with all these thoughts and trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. And, we got money saved and all this stuff. And I know we got it. I'm not worried about us not having it and stuff. But out of the blue, Carol comes home the other day and she's like, hey, I'm flying with Missy. And Missy tells me that Jimmy, Jimmy too.
Yeah.
Another pilot, says that, hey, when we did our contract and stuff, they gave us this credit card. And we all got this credit card, and it's this HSA card, and I think there's like $26,000 in this card that the company put in for them. If you can see my face right now, I was beyond livid, man. I'm like,
so you had an unknown benefit?
No. I had an unknown benefit that's been sitting up in her desk upstairs for the last 2 years. Of this HSA card. Now I've set aside money in my paycheck to like cover some of these expenses and stuff.
Right.
And she already had this big card right there, dude.
That's a damn good day, Shawn.
Dude, I was happy and I was pissed.
Yeah, but that's a damn good day.
I was happy and pissed.
I'd have been more happy than pissed.
I'm like, oh, you're telling me all this stuff. And then she was like so focused on this card because they had kind of sold it to them. Like they had like their what is a back pay and all this stuff. They couldn't put all this money that they were owed, whatever they agreed to, into one lump sum without this tax. So they were looking for tax breaks. So this was one of the vehicles they decided to do in their contract. And so I had no idea about it. But if I would have known about it, like in the beginning of the year when we were doing insurance, I would have been like,
okay, but do you get to keep your money?
Do I get to keep my money?
Yeah.
Well, I've already spent my money. I
know,
think
but
you
you
forget. I've already blown through all that money that I've like set aside and all this stuff, and I paid out of my pocket and all this stuff. And why are we paying out of pocket when we got $26,000 sitting up in her desk? She literally thought it was like, oh, we can use this and I can put this in the retirement fund, because once you get to the retirement age, if you still have money in your HSA, you can like roll it over into 401k.
Oh, hell no. Sean's got to get
like,
fixed.
Yeah. I'm like, honey, my heart is going fucking bananas right now. I said, I'm thinking I'll get to retirement.
It's a wonder you didn't need the defib on that day.
Dude, man, I was happy and I was so mad at the same time. I was like, are you kidding me?
But you know, I truthfully, the one thing that time of year I hate insurance. I don't care. You know, going through and trying to figure out which one to take. We have a bunch of different insurance that we have to look at, and man, it's tough. You got to figure. You have to figure
it out. Here's the thing: like when you work for a big corporation like we do, and that they offer a lot of benefits. I mean, the one thing about our job is we do work here for our benefits, because the benefits is what kind of drives it. I mean, we make good money now, but in the beginning when we first got this job, we weren't in it for the money. We were just in it for the benefits.
Oh yeah,
like
benefits.
the flying benefits and all the
pension, retirement, everything.
All that stuff. That's what it was all about.
Yeah,
it's still mostly about that, you know, like benefits is what we were really concerned about. And the insurance plans that they come up with and offer to us. I mean, I think this year we had I feel like there was 20 different insurance plans.
That's what I'm saying. It's confusing.
And that's just the health plans.
Right.
Like the normal, medical type of thing. And we're not wrapping into like dental and eye and all the other stuff they offer too, but it's complicated to look at it. You need a month to just decipher this whole thing. And I guarantee you next year, my ass will be there deciphering
for the whole month.
And
I guarantee you won't be on the same program.
I am not going to be on the same program, and I will not be. I'll be in a program that's going to be a little bit more beneficial, because this year's been rough, man.
But just remember, Carol's got that other 26 grand just sitting there since you ain't doing nothing with it.
And then here's the other thing with the thing. She takes it's a credit card, right?
Yeah.
So she takes it and she's bought new glasses. She goes, "Do you think I can use it for this?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Honey, you can use it." I could actually
picture her too.
Yeah,
I could picture you looking at her knowing that you just had 26 grand sitting in the card.
Dude, I was, and we were worried about oh, we're gonna have to pull this out of our pocket and budget for this and blah blah blah. Here we got
sitting on the table,
sitting there, because she ain't know. And here's my thing, with all this stuff, and I'm always on her about this. You working at a company and everything, and this goes for everybody. If you work at a company, the big corporation, you get a contract, especially if you're in a union situation where you got contracts and rules. Dude, know the game. Know the rules, because the more you know rules, the better your game's going to be. It's just like golf. The better you know the rules, the lower your score is going to be.
How many times do we talk about that in our job, that people, they have this contract. They don't know shit about the contract, right? They do not know anything about contract.
Yeah.
But you ask them what the rate of pay is.
Yeah.
They'll know it.
They'll know the pay.
The only thing that they know out of that damn contract is the rate of pay, and that's it. I mean, they'll know. They might know a little bit, but the majority of that contract, no idea. Same thing in healthcare. They have no idea. The only thing that they know is that they have to pay them either $25 for a visit or $40 for a specialist.
Yeah, they don't. They have no clue.
That's it.
And unless you're in a situation where you are in a health situation, or have somebody in your family that it's in a health situation, you have to pay this. You're not going to be hyper focused on it. It's just something that we just do. But I would tell all you youngsters out there, pay attention to this shit. Know the rules.
Read your contract, man.
Read your contract. Read all that stuff.
You know what they do? It annoys me too, especially in our line of work, is that when they don't know the contract, they go to social media and they throw it out there. And guess what? You just had 49 answers that were wrong about the contract, because their ass didn't know it either. And the one that was right, you can't decipher it because you have no idea what the hell the contract says. So you just threw it out there to this ocean of people that have no freaking idea, just like you.
Yeah, that's not the place that you go for information about your contract.
Nope.
Talk to a union rep or talk to freaking somebody in the company or somebody else or another employee of your company. Don't Google it.
Hey man, I'm going to let you talk about this next one. This dude was going to Disney, and he was taking his family. Since you're going to, you got plans for Universal. I'm going to let you go ahead and start this one.
Yeah, man. So here's the thing. Like the cost to take a family of four to Disney today is astronomical. And this kind of like sparked the whole thing. Yeah, I'm planning for this thing, but we also ran into this article about what it takes, because right now is like Disney time, because, all the people that are out of school, the kids are out of school and they're in Disney and all the parks are coming in and everybody's getting ready to go. But the family expense and the cost to do that is so astronomical. I was like blown away when I was doing like the research and comparison about this stuff, because we're getting ready to take, after Amelia Island, we're going to go 3 days over to Orlando, and then we're going to take them to Universal. And Universal has a new park open up actually here May 22nd, like in a couple days. They're going to have a brand new park called Epic Universe. And I mean, sounds awesome. I mean, Super Mario Land is going to be in there. They got a whole new Harry Potter section.
I would go to Universal with you.
Yo, hell
me and you at Universal, me and you'd have a freaking blast.
It is Universal. Like, it's so like Universal. I like Universal parks and stuff. There's only one aspect about Universal parks that I don't like, is that they are super heavy in the virtual rides. And some of those virtual rides, dude, oh man, it turned my stomach like crazy.
Well, I don't want to go anything that goes round and round, but you know something? As far as like rides and shit like that, I'll go on there with you.
Dude, it's not like round and round. Like if you've been to Universal, I mean, they have these like, so I went through the first Harry Potter one when they first opened it up, and you were like flying on a broom. So you're sitting in this car, but you feel like you're flying on this broom of Harry Potter, like playing Quidditch, like you're doing all this stuff. But this thing, it goes on and on and on. Like if there's a certain point where you were like, can I get off the broom? Can somebody get me off this broom? Damn it. I need to get out of here.
No, okay.
And like you will close your eyes, because all you're doing is looking at screen, and the car is like turning and it's moving through this ride, but you're just looking at screen. So it's like a wraparound screen. So it's like virtual reality.
Right.
And so if you get motion sickness and stuff, dude, you will get motion sickness. I had to close my eyes.
It's actually from the speed of it, because do you remember, I remember years ago, they used to have a ride there. It was called Soarin'.
Yeah,
you remember they throw you in the middle
talked
of an
about this
IMAX?
before.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but it's not as fast.
So like the speed of this too, like the cars are moving at like 2 miles per hour.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
But it's not the speed, but it's the illusion of speed. So like when your cars are moving and you're like, so it's like you're flying through the sky, and the car keeps twisting from screen to screen to screen to screen, and they have a lot of rides like that, dude. They got the Transformer rides like that, Spider-Man's rides like that, Harry Potter's like that. And they're all similar rides. So you'll see, if you ever we go, dude, you'll be like, oh shit, my stomach's getting kind of queasy. Because they're long rides and they just keep going on and on. But I was like, ready to get off
the broomstick.
Get my ass off a broom. But anyways, let me talk to you about this cost of this thing. So like an average family going to the park, if you're going to Disney, to pay for 4 people, you're going to pay $160 per person to get into the park. So that's $640 right there. So then you go in there, you got the park. Like you would think like Disney owns this whole entire like universe. They make the parking free. Come on. Dude. No, they're still getting you $30 for the parking for the day. And then then that's per vehicle. So don't go with more than one vehicle, right? I mean, $30 per vehicle. And then you're talking about food. So one thing about Disney is that they will let you bring in food. So that's interesting. A lot of people don't know that you can bring in food, but most people won't. They're going to go there and enjoy the park. They're going to, the festivities.
Yeah, they don't want to schlep around.
I want to go and I'll get a hot dog or a burger or whatever, get some snacks, and it's in the middle of summer in Florida. Right. How many drinks are you going to be buying?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, it is going to be going crazy. So the estimated total for beverages for food is $200 to $250 per person.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy,
it's
man.
crazy. Like you got all these like it's a monster bill, and so you can't take the kids without giving any souvenirs, right? So you got to throw in the souvenir budget, which is $200 to $400 for a family of 4 to get souvenirs, because
You can get one of them broomsticks.
everybody needs those damn mouse ears.
You get the broomstick.
That's universal.
Oh, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
universal.
But you're going to Universal, too.
Yeah. And so then if you think about, I want to speed up this, I don't want to stand in lines. You got them now, the lightning lane, the multi-pass, they bump you up to $15 per person. You got another $60 added on to. I mean,
And everybody else had that same idea.
yeah. So everybody, exactly. And so but you'll be surprised how many people don't do it. Like,
I know, but you'll be surprised how many people do it.
yeah. So anyhow, so you're looking at about $1,100 plus
For Mickey Mouse.
for one day with your family at the park. I mean, that's just kind of like an average total going. And that's almost probably a low estimate of what it's going to cost you, because you're not talking about adding in whole like the experiences. Like if you take your daughter there and she wants to get dressed up like a princess and all that stuff.
Go have lunch with the princess or something.
Another
like
$500,
Yep.
that's, it's
Pictures
crazy.
with all the animals.
Yeah, breakfast with all the, characters and stuff like that. Yeah. Each one of those things add up. So this is just like an average general cost, but we're taking the Amelia and Reagan to Universal.
Let's see what Shawn's going to have to pay.
Yeah. So we're going
It'll
to
probably be a
there.
lot cheaper for you.
Yeah. You would think for me. Shit.
That was sarcasm.
Dude.
Yeah, just here it comes.
So the admission per adult is $139.
Oh, that's cheap, Shawn.
Yeah, $139 per day. And then if you got 2 children, you got the children's at $134. They get a $4 discount.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a good discount.
It's a deal. And so, you got $546 going in the door to get into that new park that opens here in a few days. And so you get that. They're charging $32 for parking. And then on top of that, you got the food costs, which is pretty similar to the Disney and stuff like that. So you got an estimated food cost of probably about $140 per person going in there. And then you got the souvenirs, same budget, $200 to $400 for the budget, right? So it's pretty much almost the same, about $1,100 plus to get in, for an average cost to do Universal as well. So it doesn't matter if you're doing Mickey. It doesn't matter if you're doing any of the freaking, you're into, Minions or Harry Potter, whatever. They're going to get you.
But the best part is that when you have to go on the rides, you have to go with the girls.
I have to go with the girls.
Yeah, so you're going to be sick and you're going to be paying a lot of money.
Dude, here's the thing. The only good thing about the girls is that they get scared really easy.
Don't want to get off the broomstick.
Yeah, they're young right now, so they're not going to they're going to go on, if they go on something and get sick like that, the next ride that they're not going to do it.
So you'll be safe.
Yeah, those will be safe. But I actually want to go to this epic universe.
Now, will Carol go actually on those rides?
Dude, Carol's a freaking kid too.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah.
She loves doing that?
Here's the thing. So we would for a long time, all of our first generation, these are great nieces I'm talking about right now. All our first nieces and nephews, Cedar Point was their summer vacation. They'd come here for Cedar Point, and we take them to Cedar Point every year. Like that was a big thing. 1 week here in Ohio, and we did Cedar Point a couple days. They loved it, and all of them talk about it. Like every one of those.
If you guys have never been to Cedar Point, make it a point of going, because it is a bomb of a time, man.
Yeah, man, the roller coaster capital of the world. I mean, if you're into roller coasters and all that stuff, and I love.
They got a new
roller
dragster,
coasters.
right? The new
Dude,
dragster.
they got a new dragster. They got a new roller coaster. I don't know what the name of it is, but I just saw a video of it. And the coaster goes up this hill. When it gets to the top of the hill, it flattens out and it gets on a track, and the track is overhanging. Okay. And there's an end to the track that doesn't have a barrier or anything, just an end of the track. And the coaster slides onto that, and the whole damn car tips straight down till you're 90 degrees vertical, connects onto the track below, and drops you. It is. And then you keep finishing your ride, twisting and turning and flipping upside down. I was like,
I cannot remember. I'm trying to remember the roller coaster we were on that it did that. It went to, it looked like the abyss, right? I mean, you're just going off and it just stops and you're looking at nothing but sky.
Yeah,
and then it reverses and goes the other way.
No, but this isn't a reverse.
I know,
but I'm saying, go out to the edge and tip over straight.
Right. I seen that. Actually, it looks pretty cool.
Because Disney has one, what is that? The Matterhorn or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's in Animal Kingdom and the Yeti, something like that. Anyways, I'm sure everybody out there's yelling the name out, but it goes up and it stops. And then it goes backwards. But when it goes backwards, it switches tracks and you go back through the mountain and all this stuff. It's pretty wild. But anyways, man, this whole cost, they get you in this time. And one day, it's astronomical. I feel for all the parents right now. Like right now, when school gets out from that time, those 3 months that school's out, like you are like, it's a big cost. Huge cost.
I feel sorry for the parents when you go into those souvenir shops and that kid is screaming that he wants that saber or he wants the broom at the Universal or he wants some Disney thing, and you're sitting there thinking, Jesus, I just dropped $500 in that last place,
dude. I mean, when you walk, the last time I was at the park and I was at Disney and I was Star Wars is my thing, right? They got the whole Star Wars park. They got an area now, like lightsabers, one thing, like they used to get you, like it was $300 a lightsaber and you build your own lightsaber, right? Now they got build your own robot. So they got the like BB-8s and all these different robots that you could build and customize and everything. So, you're dropping another $300-400 for a robot. So, I mean, and then you'll see families walking out of there. They got like 3-4, each kid has a robot. I'm like, God. You gotta be rich to go to these parks.
Well, that's why they have defibrillators all over Disney.
That's exactly it.
All right, well, good luck with that, man. Anyway, hey, listen, did you check out that video of that ship, that ship that ran into the Brooklyn Bridge?
Dude, the tall ship that hit the Brooklyn Bridge. That was
all over the news.
Crazy. And you see one mast like snap and then it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
And the next mast snaps.
And guys were falling.
Yeah. There's guys up that were actually up on the freaking mast that when it hit, I can't even imagine that. First of all, I don't know whose fault this is, but somebody's going to be in a world of freaking hurt right now. But the tall ships are coming in for that, for the Memorial Day weekend. And they have like the celebration of whatever that they bring these tall ships in. Have you seen like any of those tall ships ever? Like one time they have it here on Lake Erie. Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah. I was sitting there thinking about this. So with this ship, though, it was 297 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were taking your ship through there and you're 297 feet, right? You're a captain of that ship.
Yeah.
And you're thinking 297 feet. Wouldn't you want to know how tall the bridge is?
Well, you would think. And that's what I was saying. Like in the videos and stuff, I thought they were being towed. And so I think the towing company is going to be the one that, it's going
to. Any ship traveling through any port,
any waterway, it doesn't matter what any vehicle, whatever.
You don't go by an estimate. You're not going by an estimate. Well, it looks good.
Yeah, I think you're going to clear it.
Looks good.
It looks good.
I only have like hundreds of millions of dollars of products on this cargo ship, but hey, you know exactly how many inches you have of clearance.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that was the part that I didn't understand is that whoever was in charge of this ship, I mean, if you knew your ship, the masts were 297 at the top point of this, you think you would have known how tall the bridge was.
First of all, Brooklyn Bridge is way up there too. I mean, I think it was like Brooklyn Bridge is like 230 or something like that. Is the clearance for it? That's what
at the highest point.
At the highest point,
they weren't at the highest point.
The ship was 297.
Yeah, but they weren't even at the highest point. Right. They were at the lowest point.
They were over on the edge.
So, I mean, when you're looking, it just blew my mind because you're looking at 297. Oh, yeah, we got 3 feet of clearance at the highest point.
Well, here's the thing. How many ships have gone through there? And I don't think I've ever heard of anybody hitting the Brooklyn Bridge.
Nope.
Ever in my life. Like that's like somebody fell asleep on the job.
somebody fell off. Actually, it was really
for those
sad.
families that lost the two
of them.
people that died.
2 guys lost their lives because of this. And if you've seen the pictures, what was really crazy and sad, you see the pictures of these guys, I mean, literally hanging on to these masks because they were getting knocked off these masks.
Dude, it's crazy.
It was nuts, man. I mean, I could not believe it, but it's all over. It is all over the news. I mean, anybody can see this.
Yeah, you can Google this, the tall ship hitting Brooklyn Bridge, and you'll see the pictures and the video, because it was almost in like slow motion as it's happening. You're like, it's unbelievable.
I think it took out all 3 of them, though, right? All 3 of the masks.
I think there was 2. There was 2, but I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, check it out. Okay, listen, we're gonna head around the globe.
Around the globe.
Around the
Here
globe,
we go,
man. All right, we had a captain, Shawn, and he got locked out of the cockpit.
Locked out of the cockpit.
Yep.
How does that even happen?
Well, they were at the top of descent, and he had to go out and use the bathroom, which they never do. Yeah. Right.
And every flight attendant in the world right now is laughing.
Yeah, they never use it right at the top of descent.
I think it's this that nervous feeling, like, okay, now I got to go land this thing.
Okay, if he wasn't nervous, if he was not nervous before and he was having a problem with the bowel movement, he wouldn't have had it shortly after that.
Right.
Because when he went to knock on the door and call in the cockpit, nobody answered.
Nobody answered.
Nope.
Nice.
The first officer had passed out. He went to sleep.
Fell asleep.
Yep.
Yikes.
For about 10 minutes.
That's perfect.
At the top of descent.
Did you know how busy they are at top of descent?
Do you know how that captain is currently shitting his pants?
Yeah. He's like shitting his pants. Like, what's going on up there? Like, what the heck?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. There's a whole bunch of things that went wrong in that thing. There's some other aspects to that whole situation that we are not going to talk about.
No, we're not going to talk about it,
but that should never happen. I mean, and how you get locked out, come on.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. But like I said, I can imagine if he had a bowel movement problem, he wasn't having it right then, man.
He was definitely having a bowel movement.
You definitely run back in there. All right. Okay. Hey, remember the Concorde?
Hell yeah.
Tell me about it, man.
Concorde, man. Concorde's cool plane, supersonic plane, first supersonic plane to ever freaking be invented. It was a gas guzzling monster. Each one of the aircraft cost about $23 million to produce. It was in 1970. And today that would be like $170 million per plane just to get that thing in the air. But
do you remember how they used to go on and on about the Concorde?
Dude, you heard nothing about the Concorde's coming in here. The Concorde, like it was an event to see the Concorde,
right?
And it was so interesting to me, like as a kid, like oh, the Concorde, that's so cool to be like able to fly on the Concorde and do this thing. But the lifespan of that plane was not too long.
Nope.
No, I mean,
you look at the cost. I mean, when you start looking at the cost of it, it's unfreaking believable. I mean, because exactly what you said, you're like, oh, the Concorde's coming in here. Well, no question whether it was empty.
Yeah, they were saying cost wise, you're saying, jet fuel, it burned 6,700 gallons of fuel every hour. So even though it was fast, it was burning through fuel like unbelievable. So just to do do the math on that for a 3-hour flight. Like it's lots and lots of fuel.
But they never carried that many people.
Well, yeah, there wasn't that many people because it was a very expensive plane to fly. And so the only airlines that did it, which was Air France and British Airways, they were being subsidized. So like it was kind of like just they were doing it to do it.
Right.
It was a cool thing to do. And then the who's who of who's, all the famous people and stuff were flying on it. And it only existed until the damn thing crashed. Right.
But like you were talking about earlier, is that there was never a next generation Concorde.
Yeah. Yeah. They never, it was interesting to me when you look back in history in the Concorde, like every generation of plane, and it doesn't matter. You can look at it, whatever you want to look at, war planes, commercial planes, private planes. They are always developing and enhancing that product and continue to do that. But the Concorde was one plane that they made it and never plan for a predecessor. Like it was a plane that just was in that period. And then when the plane like didn't exist anymore and they shut it down, it was like gone. And we were ghost supersonic planes for like 30, 40 years now. Like there's been no talk of like a supersonic plane. The only thing you talk about supersonic planes would be like fighter jets in the military and things like that. You know, like that, like us traveling, it went from Concorde to now we're talking about space travel. Right. That was the whole thing. Like everybody's like, hey, we're going to do passengers into space. And everybody's, you know, like the, you know, Musk and Bezos were, you know, racing to figure out who's going to do into space. And the supersonic kind of like conversation kind of like fell to the side.
But if you think of it back then, during that time, $12,000 for a round trip to London. I mean, that plane only had 100 seats.
That's why it was the who's of who's.
I know, but still, $12,000 back then. That's a lot of money.
So you're saying the $12,000 per ticket to get on the plane, right?
Yeah, round trip.
Okay, so I went to college in Omaha, Nebraska, and the owner of Godfather's Pizza lived in Omaha, Nebraska, and he decided that he wanted to charter the Concorde to come into Omaha and pick up his family and take them to London.
Okay.
And he did that. So
he made a shitload of pizza, Shawn. He was in every freaking. If you remember when we were young, Godfather's Pizza was in every mall in the United States.
It was everywhere.
I mean, you know, you didn't go to the mall without eating Godfather's Pizza. So that's the reason why his ass flew that Concorde.
Yeah, Willie Thiessen, but I mean, he chartered the thing. So it was just him and his family on that plane going direction. He didn't like fill up the rest of the seats. It was just him. So you can imagine what the cost was. I have no idea. Do the math yourself, but it was a buttload of money to get it done. But Concorde was a cool plane. I mean, it was just a really neat plane to fly on and all that stuff. I never got a chance to do it. I have a friend that his brother, he's an aviation like nut. And ever since he was a little kid, he was like, and he got the chance to like travel by himself and doing the non-revenue and stuff. He literally would go on different companies when they're doing like these inaugural flights, or he would literally fly all over the world just to fly on the plane. And so he flew on the Concorde, and before it actually got retired and all that stuff. So it's a wild plane, but now there is a new company out there that actually has the conversation about supersonic, and that company is called Boom. Boom, baby. And they have just actually flew the first version of the Boom model in their research and production of the new aircraft that are going to be supersonic aircraft. And three companies in the world now have bought into this Boom company to actually do air travel. They have a model out that's called the Overture, and it's going to hold like, so the Concorde held 100 people. This one's going to have 64 to 80 passengers. It's going to be a smaller plane, but it's going to still do Mach 1.7.
But I can see it though. I can see it being more productive and more economically feasible during this time, because there's more millionaires now.
Yeah, well,
so I mean, there's more people that would actually fly that.
And the technology, it's not going to burn the fuel like it is. The Concorde reminded me of the Blackbird in the military. The Blackbird was the same type of thing. When the Blackbird took off, it ate so much fuel that there was three air tankers that would follow behind it. Because I worked with this plane in the military, so I know what's going on here. And it would refuel in air, and the Blackbird would have to fly the slowest it could possibly fly, and the tankers would have to fly the fastest it could possibly fly to refuel it, because the plane would literally ooze fuel out on the ground as it's taken off. I mean, it's wild. So, I mean, we don't, in this day and age of all this, green energy and all that stuff, that would never, ever fly to invent something that acted or behaved like that. So these planes are actually using biofuels and different, the engines are going to be designed so they're going to be very economical and all that stuff. So the cost maybe to build them might be expensive, but the cost to fly them is going to be much cheaper than what the Concorde was.
It'll be interesting to see what Boom does. But hey, listen, have to tell you about this. We had another flight attendant, a drug mule.
drug mule.
Yeah,
flight attendant.
it was a former British cabin crew member.
Oh man, stupid.
In Sri Lanka.
Dude, why would you ever participate in anything like that? I mean, I guess if you're in the dead or whatever, but I mean, just stupid. You're going to get caught in this day and age. There's so much technology out there to catch you. Like for you to like bypass that, you got to be crazy.
This girl was only 21 years old. 21. When she goes to prison, Shawn, she's going to do more time in prison than she's been alive.
Oh, for sure, man. She might not get out.
Here's the crazy part, right? I mean, and she's flown back and forth through the countries. The flight, it was arriving from Bangkok. Could you imagine if you got caught in Bangkok? Forget about it. I mean, she got caught on the best side of that flight. Could you imagine getting caught in Bangkok?
Dude, there's no way. There's no way.
You're gone forever.
We've had that conversation before.
Yeah, you're gone forever.
Yeah, I mean those prisons and the medieval treatment and stuff that they got done. You know, this ain't you ain't getting a cell and a color TV like here in the United States.
Nope.
You know, 3 square meals. Yikes.
1.15 million worth of cannabis that was found in her luggage. Now I can't understand how they missed that in Bangkok because they're usually pretty spot on right there. But man, did she get lucky that she got it on the other end, because in Bangkok, nope, she'd have been gone.
First of all, the amount that she's toting,
that's a lot.
It's like it's
Bricks.
one thing to like bring. Okay, you're bringing one brick.
Yeah,
she had multiple
bricks,
like bricks of this, and the comparison of how much the value was, I thought was kind of funny. You know, 460 million Sri Lanka rupees, which is worth 1,500,000 whatever.
It don't mean shit.
Yeah,
She's gonna be in prison. She ain't gonna spend nothing. Let me tell you, anybody think about doing this? This is why y'all messed up known crew member for us, because you do stupid shit like this. But you're dumb. You're gonna get caught every single time.
Dude, this reminds me of a story that happened back in the day too. Was this guy wasn't doing drugs or anything. He just thought, you know what, I'm gonna make some bucks on my flight, and so every time he'd fly over to whatever country he was going to, he would bring cell phones with him, and so he'd come on the plane and he'd have like 4 or 5, 10 cell phones with him, and he'd go over and he'd sell them wherever he was flying to. Like, you know, say he was going to Bangkok, he'd sell them over there because they couldn't get them at the time.
Right.
So he was just packing, doing all this stuff, not paying any taxes, not even claiming it and all this stuff. And he was doing it on the job. And when he came back through, he had gotten rid of the whole thing, but he was involved in this huge like syndicate of all these people that were doing all this black market junk. I mean, it's the same thing. Drugs, black market, doesn't matter what you are. If you're trying to bypass the rules and make them buck, you're going to get caught.
You're going to get caught. I mean, this is an example. Like I said, 21 years old, going to do 25 years in a prison because of the stupidity. Unbelievable. But another thing we wanted to talk about was, remember our friend Gary Brecka that we talked to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate human.
Yeah, he was going over this thing, and I thought it would be interesting just to touch on this. Have you heard of that pulsed electromagnetic field, this mat that you sleep on?
Yeah, I've heard of it, and I keep on, the things are popping up here and there on different social media links, and it looks super promising. Like I'm relating it to like that. What's that device that we both have one of them that we like when we get sore muscles and stuff, and we kind of like do the pulsing and stuff.
Yeah, it's
anyways, I think it's very, very
electric stimulation.
Yeah, it's electric stimulation. Yeah. They use it everywhere. Like when it first came out, it was kind of like, I don't know about this. And then actually like physical therapy people were starting to use it.
Right.
And then that kind of like legitimized it for us. And we're like, okay, well now we can buy our own and we'll just do it ourselves. Right. Yep. And those things work fantastic. But this is kind of like along the same type of wavelength to me, like the benefits of this that they're talking about, the potential benefits is like pain reduction, fast recovery from injuries, improved sleep, reduced inflammation. Inflammation for me is like a big thing from in my body right now. If I could do something to like get me past this, like the pains and stuff that inflammation causes in my body. Oh man.
Yeah. The unit that we were talking about was the TENS unit.
Oh yeah. TENS.
Yeah. The TENS unit, but this is like a complete TENS mat, right? Almost.
Right. Yeah. But not the, I don't think it's like the effect of TENS, like you're getting that like stimulation, like you're being electrocuted.
No, right.
Thing. But, I mean, I'm interested. You?
I am because, as you get older, you feel from arthritis and everything. And if this would help like reduce just the feeling of getting up, yeah, it'd be cool. But I'm kind of like with you. I want to wait and see on this. And because there's a couple companies already got a few of these out, I want to see what the consumer review is for passengers. For customers that actually that use this and their results from it.
Yeah, because my thing is like, me, I invest in my sleep. Like,
right.
And sleep is super important to me. It's just as important as me selecting my healthcare. Like, I need to have a good bed to sleep on. I think many people need to like adjust their attitude about beds and how much they invest into them, because how you sleep matters so much about your health and wellness. And this is something adding to my bed and my sleep. And like I've invested into that Tempur-Pedic, and I don't know how that's going to affect like the mechanics and the effects of my Tempur-Pedic mattress. So that will be interesting to me to figure out if, is that compatible? Does this match stretch and bend and form to the body like my Tempur-Pedic, or is that gonna like take that away type of thing? So those are some of the concerns I got as far as this thing goes. But if the benefits are what they're saying it is, then that might be worth it.
I know a TENS unit, man. I'm a firm believer in the TENS unit. I use it whenever I have aches and pains. Hook it up. It feels a lot better. I've been using it for years. I mean, we both have. Both of us have been using a TENS unit.
I'll tell you right now, like you were the one that turned me onto the TENS unit, and I went out and TENS units now, man, you can go on Amazon, buy those things for like $20. I mean, they're so inexpensive, but they're such a nice thing to have around. To me, it's like having that heating pad in my house now.
Right.
Like, who doesn't have a heating pad in their house that is old?
Right. Oh yeah.
Or play sports. Or
especially if you got a TENS unit, man. If you got like a lower back or your shoulder or something, it's amazing. You can just hook this thing up and then just turn it on and it just feels so much better.
Yeah, it does all kinds of like electrical massage and different types of pulses, and you can do it as whatever strength you want. And the cool thing about this, like this PEMF mat, they are going to be coming down in price because a lot of companies are starting to produce these things. So it'll be interesting where it goes. And I want to experience. One of us, I know, we're going to get it.
And then we're going to talk about it.
And we're going to definitely talk about it.
All right, man. Listen, something had a great week. Shawn, go ahead with the quote.
All right. Now, so we're going to end with this quote, man. Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do. And your attitude determines how well you'll do it. That's a quote from Lou Holtz. And that is so true on every aspect of it. I mean, attitude to me is everything. Like if you how you approach life matters.
Absolutely. All right, guys, listen, we had a great week. Can't wait to come back next week. You guys have a great week. Hope everything goes well. And Shawn, we will see everybody back here on Cabin Pressure.
See ya.
See ya.
If you laughed, learned something, or just feel a little bit better about your own job after hearing about ours, do us a favor. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your weirdest coworker. You know the one. Hit us up on Facebook. Drop your wildest airport stories. We just might read them on air. Bonus points if you involve questionable clothing decisions. Until next time, stay strapped in, stay hydrated, and for the love of TSA, keep your clothes on in the terminal.